Well, at the end of the day, public sector money is our money. We as citizens, we pay taxes, and we don't have a choice in it. It's not like the private sector where you can choose whether to invest or not. Here, you're required to. So I think we, as citizens and taxpayers, require the same level of financial discipline and the same level of financial integrity amongst our elected officials and civil servants as the private sector does of its investors. So it's as simple as that. I think there are a number. One is it's a much more complex field. Public sector management is hard, and it's multifaceted. And so, for the accountants to try and get a voice in that debate that involves a whole range of actors, economic policymakers, elected officials, civil servants, think tanks, parliamentarians, etc. The notion that the foundation is high quality information consistently prepared is often overtaken by the views of economists, who believe that anything can be analyzed on an ad hoc basis. So, one is almost just a different outlook on how data is compiled and used and the basis on which it's compiled. Now, beyond that, it's the inherent complexity that I mentioned. There's just many, many more moving parts in a public sector space than a private sector space for financial decision making. The third is really what I call the legacy problem. If you are used to a particular way of doing things, be it cash or not using accruals or using some of the other accounting disciplines, then any cost of change is high. There's initially the cost of prioritization. Is this important? What else do we stop doing to do this? The second is the financial costs. It's quite expensive to transform a public sector financial management system to a full accruals basis, but also to change the related actions that arise, the budgeting processes, the monitoring processes. The next is really the risk cost, because it is complex, because it is not so much in the public domain as to the benefits of it. Things can go wrong because of the complexity, and so any kind of person who's making the choice has to say, well, for what I'm going to invest in this, will the rewards be apparent, and will the rewards be short term rather than longer term? The final or the next one is probably just the implementation risks, to change the mindsets and to change the people who have been schooled in different ways of doing things and to teach them what the proper accounting bases are, again, is a significant implementation challenge. So it's not easy, and there are. It does take time and it does take money, and there are risks. But arguably, anything worth doing would involve all of those. So we've got to stay the course and try and press the case and fight for the cause.